in the eastern part, Saudi Arabian countries enjoyed the monopoly over trade. They purchased goods from India. They took it to Constantinople. What was Constantinople called? It was called the gateway of European trade, or also it was called the center of European trade. So from Europe, Italians came to this Constantinople. They purchased the goods from Arabians and they took it to Europe and they sold it there and earned more profit. In this way, the trade between India and Europe took place. Understood? Then what happened? This Constantinople, no, why Portuguese discovered new sea route to India? Why Portuguese discovered new sea route to India? Anybody knows? Rashmi?
Because Constantinople was captured by Ottoman Turks in 1453.
Exactly. Constantinople was captured by Ottoman Turks in the year 1453. Pratham, what is your answer? Okay. So, in the year 1453, what happened? The center of European trade, gateway of European trade, fell into the hands of Ottoman Turks. Okay. They captured this Constantinople in the year 1453. Then, after capturing it, they levied heavy tax, okay, on trade. Italians also had to pay heavy tax, and Arabian merchants also had to pay very high tax to carry on trade in the city of Constantinople. So that is why Italian merchants felt that the trade was becoming unprofitable. Okay, because they had to pay heavy tax. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅದ್ರ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ Italians slowly they lost monopoly over the trade. Means they lost their interest to interest in trade because they could not earn more profit. So, but what happened? In Europe, there was heavy demand for goods of India, spices item of India. So that is why few countries, okay, they decided to discover a new sea route to India. Okay, so especially these Portuguese people and Spain, okay, they wanted to break the monopoly enjoyed by Italians over the trade with India. Italians ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ತನಕ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅದು ಅವರು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿತ್ತು? ದಿಸ್ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೇನ್. ಓಕೆ, ದ politicians of Portuguese and Spain did not want that. They wanted to break the monopoly enjoyed by Italians. That is why ಹೊಸ sea route ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ the sailors who were interested, they encouraged those sailors. So they gave funds to them. They helped them in all the ways to discover new sea route to India. Okay. So with that, during that time, what happened? Renaissance Reformation has taken place. Now you have studied Renaissance Reformation in your 9th standard, right? So developments were taking place in the field of science and technology. So these people discovered your Mariner's compass was discovered, astrolabe was discovered, okay, new maps were designed, gunpowders were discovered. So with the help of all these scientific equipments, the sailors they came out of their fear. They were afraid to sail over the sea. They were afraid. So with the help of these scientific equipments, they came out of their fear and they decided to discover the new sea route to India. Okay. So after the fall of Constantinople, all these things happened. I hope you have understood. So the trade between India and Europe was broken after the fall of Constantinople to Ottoman Turks, and this event took place in the year 1853. Okay. Then when Ottoman Turks occupied Constantinople, what did they do? They levied heavy tax, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, and its effect was the trade became unprofitable. That is why Italians lost their interest Okay, Italian lost their interest in trade. So then what happened? This Portuguese and Spain people, they wanted to break the monopoly enjoyed by Italians. That is why they encouraged the trade, they encouraged the sailors, navigators to discover new sea route to India. And with this, another thing, the development in the field of science, discovery of astrolabe, discovery of mariner's compass, gunpowder, then your new maps, all these things helped to discover a new sea route to India. Okay. Now you all know that it is Portuguese who discovered the first sea route to India. Okay. So Portuguese discovered the first sea route to India, and the person who discovered first sea route to India was Portugal person who re-established trade with India. Who is that? Kavya? Vasco da Gama. And he discovered new sea route to India in the year? In which year did he discover the new sea route?
1490.
1498. Exactly. In the year 1498, it happened. Okay. Now let us see the sea route discovered by Vasco da Gama to India. Let us see that. Okay, see here. Lisbon. Can you see Lisbon here? Okay, so you can see Lisbon there, no? So Lisbon is the capital city of Portugal. Vasco da Gama started from there. Okay, he sailed in the Atlantic Ocean. Then he came to Cape of Good Hope, southern tip of South Africa. Okay, he came to Cape of Good Hope. Then he reached the western coast of India. In Kerala, he arrived first. So the name of the place is Kappadu. What is the name of the place? Kappadu. It is near Kallikote or near Kallikote in Kerala. So in this way, Vasco da Gama reached India. Okay, it was a long route, children. So it covered some 10,800 nautical miles. Okay, so 1 nautical mile is equal to 1.8 kilometers, 10,800 nautical miles. So from 1498 to 1869, let me repeat again, from 1498 to 1869, children, the same sea route was used by the Europeans to reach India. Okay, 1498 Vasco da Gama started. Okay, then all the other countries reached India through the same sea route. Then in the year 1869, what happened? Again, the trade was a little bit unprofitable because they had to cover a long distance. No, just now I have mentioned 10,800 nautical miles. Okay, so it was a long distance. So everybody wanted to decrease that distance. That is why they decided to construct the English. Okay, especially the English. 1869 means when 1869 came, during that time, English had occupied monopoly over India completely. Almost monopoly was occupied by English by 1869. So they wanted to decrease this distance, 10,800 kilometers. It was very long. That is why they decided to construct the Suez Canal. So here you have Mediterranean Sea. So I think you can see Mediterranean Sea. So here you have Mediterranean Sea and here you have Red Sea. Okay. So here you have Red Sea. Can you see Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea? Okay. So by constructing a canal across this Mediterranean to join this Mediterranean and Red Sea, so the distance was saved. 10,800 nautical miles, it was decreased to 6,200 nautical miles. Okay, almost 40% distance was decreased by the construction of Suez Canal, 1869. Okay, it is the milestone year in the history, 1869. Should remember, we will see where is Suez Canal in the world map. Once again, okay, see here in red color it is marked, no? So you have Egypt there and Suez Canal is located in Egypt. So with the help of this Suez Canal, which connected Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea, okay, the distance was saved. 10,800 nautical miles, it was reduced to children, 6,200 nautical miles. So after 1869, Europeans stopped using the sea route discovered by whom? Vasco da Gama. Okay, did you understand up to here, children? Any doubts? Okay, yes, tell me the place reached by Vasco da Gama. Anurag? Sahana? Which place of India in the western coast was reached by Vasco da Gama in the year 1498?
Kapadu near Calicut.
Kappadu near Calicut. Okay, Kalikote, Kazalikote, it is also called Calicut. Okay, so Kappadu in Kerala state today. Yes. Then in which year Suez Canal was discovered? Sumit. In which year Suez Canal was constructed? Sorry. In which year Suez Canal was constructed?
1453.
No. In the year 1453, Constantinople fell into the hands of Ottoman Turks. You are not correct. So in which year Suez Canal was constructed? Tejasvi. Tejasvi Surya. What are you doing? Doing any developmental activities? Are you there, Tejasvi? Then Tejas, but Tejasvi is not there. Very busy in developmental activities. Okay. Then who will tell me the answer? Arun.
1869.
1869. Very good. Yes. Now Charan, are you there? Charana Kamalavalu. Very good. Charan, tell me which two seas are connected by Suez Canal?
Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea.
Very good. The Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. Okay. Yes. Now let us go for the Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea connected by Suez Canal. Very good answer. Okay. Yes. Now let us move on for the next topic. That is, you have already told that Europeans were the first European countries to re-establish trade relationship with India in the year 1498. Then can you tell me which is the European country to leave India? Means which is the last European country to leave India? First way, Portuguese. Which is the last European country to leave India? Aguni Aniketana, Onana Chetana.
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Do you know in which year they left India?
1951.
51. They left India in the year 1961. Okay. So in the year 1961 they left India. That is why, remember children, Portuguese were the first to re-establish trade with India. Okay. Then Portuguese were the last to leave India. In which state of India Portuguese established their power? In which state of India? Anybody knows? Which state of India is popular for the culture? Nivedita of Portuguese. Nivedita, tell me.
Mataji, Goa.
Very good. Okay. So Goa was the center of Portuguese trade in India. Good answer. Remember this, children. Which was the center of Portuguese trade in India? It was Goa. Okay. They lived in Goa for many years. So they had established their power in Goa also. Okay. So it was the center of Portuguese trade in India. Okay. Now, after that, three people, means three leaders of Portuguese, three viceroys from Portuguese, they carried on trade in India and they tried to establish their power in India. So first one is your Vasco da Gama. Already you have seen Vasco da Gama. Wait. Viceroys. Viceroys. Okay, see, three viceroys tried to establish their power in India. First one is Vasco da Gama. You know him. In the year 1498, he came to India. Then after him, Francisco Almeida. Okay, what was his name? Francisco Almeida. He was the Portuguese viceroy in India after Vasco da Gama. And you have to remember blue water policy introduced by this Francisco Almeida. Okay. So Francisco Almeida wanted to establish supremacy over sea. He did not want to continue supremacy over the land. He was not interested in establishing supremacy over the land. That is why he concentrated on establishing supremacy over the sea. So that is why he introduced a policy called blue water policy. Okay, what is the name of the policy introduced by Francisco Almeida? It is blue water policy. Okay. Then after Francisco Almeida, you have the third viceroy, and he is your Alfonso de Albuquerque. You should remember this person's name. What is his name? Alfonso de Albuquerque. Okay. So Alfonso de Albuquerque came to India after Francisco Almeida. Okay. So after coming to India, he tried to defeat the Sultans of Bijapur. You know, no? Sultans of Bijapur. Bahumani Sultans were divided into 5 branches. After your fall of Bahumani Empire, they were divided into 5 branches, and one branch was located in Bijapur. So they were popular as Bijapur Sultans, Golgumbas, right? So these Bijapur Sultans were defeated by your Alfonso de Albuquerque in the year 1510. Okay, in the year 1510, Alfonso de Albuquerque, he defeated this Bijapur Sultans and he occupied Goa, and thus Goa became the center of Portuguese trade in India, and they even established their power in Goa. That is why you can say that Alfonso de Albuquerque was the real founder of Portuguese power in India. Okay, who is called the real founder of Portuguese power in India? It is Alfonso de Albuquerque. Okay, so this is about Portuguese. Any doubts here? Okay, so we have learnt 3 important points, or we have learnt about 3 important viceroys here. First one is Vasco da Gama. Second one is Francisco Almeida. Okay, why is he famous for? He is famous for his blue water policy. Okay, then comes your Alfonso de Albuquerque. Alfonso de Albuquerque is popular as the real founder of Portuguese power in India. Why is he called so? He is called so because he defeated the Bijapur Sultans in the year 1510 and he occupied which region? He occupied Goa from then. That is why he is popular as the real founder of Portuguese power in India. Okay. Then after this one, Portuguese, they enjoyed monopoly over Indian trade for the next century. For the next 100 years, they had control over our Arabian Sea. Okay. Then what happened? Other European countries also arrived to India. You know, no? After Portuguese, who came to India? Who came to India after Portuguese? Sahana?
Dutch.
Dutch came to India. Okay. So, Shreya, what is your answer? Shreya Bhatt?
Mataji Dutch.
Dutch. Okay, Dutch came to India. So, Portuguese could not compete with these people. Dutch had come, English also had come, French came later. You know? They could not compete with English and Dutch. That is why they were restricted to Goa. Okay, they could not establish further power in India. They were restricted to your Goa. Okay, then let us know something about this Dutch people. Okay, so Dutch people came from which country? Share my screen. Siri. Siri.
Mataji Netherlands.
Netherlands. Okay, what is Netherlands also called?
Mataji don't know.
You don't know. Anybody knows? What is Netherlands also called? Nikhil Aragde.
Mataji, Holland.
Holland. Aniket, what is your answer? Aniket?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. So, Nikhil R. Hegde's answer is correct. Okay, it is also called Holland. Netherlands is also called Holland. And these people, Dutch people, they established United East India Company in the year 1602. Last page. Page number 7. Page number 7. Wait, children. Okay, so these Dutch people, they established their United East India Company in the year 1602. You should observe, children, European people, whichever companies came to India for trade, no, all of their names were East India Company only. British East India Company. British East India Company means from England, no. French East India Company means from France. In the same way, United East India Company means they were from Netherlands, they were called Dutch. So this United East India Company was established by Dutch in the year 1602. They came to India for trade. So with India, they also entered our Indonesia, Java and Sumatra islands. Okay. So Dutch later concentrated their trade on these islands only, Indonesia, Java and Sumatra, because they could not compete with the next European countries, that is British and French. But they came to India when Portuguese were enjoying monopoly over the trade. They broke the monopoly enjoyed by Portuguese. Okay. So they established their trading centers in few places of India. Let us see them. You can see the points which I have written there, right? So first they established their trading center in Surat. Surat is located in the coast of Gujarat, you know, no? Then second place in Surat is Brouch. Now it is called Bharuch. Okay, it is near Surat only. Last map, that's it. 8th. Wait, children. Okay. Surat. Okay. So this map you have in your textbook also. Surat you can see there. Then Brouch or Bharuch. Brouch. In Gujarat. So you can see it in your textbook, Brouch. Then they established their trading center in Cambay. Okay, Cambay is located in Maharashtra. Okay, so in this map they might not have mentioned the name of Cambay. Cambay is located in Maharashtra. Then after Cambay, you have their trading center in Cochin. Cochin is located in the coast of Kerala. Cochin. Okay. So there they established their trading center. Then Machilipattanam, children. Machilipattanam is located in the coast of Andhra Pradesh. Machilipattanam. In the coast of Andhra Pradesh, you can find Machilipattanam. Then you have another city in Tamil Nadu called Nagapattanam. Nagapattanam. Okay. Then last one, its name is Chinsura now. It is called Chinsura now. It is located near Kolkata. I don't know in this map they have shown or not. Chinsura. If it is not shown in this map, it is located in Kolkata. Today it is near Kolkata. It is called Chinsura. For this Dutch people, they had called this Chinsura as Chinsor then. Okay. So in these places, the Dutch established their trading centers. Okay. Surat, Brouch in Gujarat. Then they established their trading center in Cambay in Maharashtra. Then fourth place is Cochin in Kerala. Then fifth place is in the coast of Andhra Pradesh, that is Machilipattanam. Then comes your Nagapattanam. Nagapattanam is located in Tamil Nadu. And last place is Chinsor. It was called so then. Now it is called Chinsura and it is located near Kolkata. Okay. So in these places, Dutch established their trading center. But when British came to India in the year 1600, in this British East India Company was established in the year 1600. So after 1600, suddenly, immediately they did not come to India. 1613, okay, British East India Company's officers came to India. They spoke to the kings here in the year 1613. So for 13 years, Dutch tried to establish their power. Okay, but they couldn't do so. That is why